Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Downtime with DeMille. I hope you all are having a great day today. So, last night I had an opportunity to go check out No Time to Die, the last movie with Daniel Craig as James Bond. And I'm just going to give you my thoughts about this movie. Yes, I will mention spoilers. So if you hadn't seen this movie, stop now, go back and watch the movie, then come back and let's talk about it and let me know what you think about it. But look, if this is your first time visiting the channel and if you like the content that I produce, don't forget to leave a Hulk smash on that like. Also hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. You'll be notified every time a new video goes live on this channel. So, I really just got to give my thoughts about this last movie that Daniel Craig stars as James Bond in, No Time to Die. This movie has been really delayed for quite some time due to the pandemic. Obviously, there was a lot of things going on where people couldn't get to the theaters. The movie's out, so now you can actually go watch it. Now, I will tell you that my lore about James Bond and my knowledge doesn't go way back to, say, Sean Connery and Roger Moore and all those guys. I'm familiar with them, but I've never gone back and watched those movies. So I came in with the Daniel Craig era of James Bond. And I'll tell you that I've loved all of his movies. You know, all of the movies that he's done. The only one that I didn't really get into was Quantum of Solace, and I may go back and watch that one again. But Casino Royale, Skyfall, Spectre, you know, and now this, No Time to Die. Generally, I've loved them all. I have no issues with them. I thought that as it relates to No Time to Die, I thought that No Time to Die was a really good movie. I've said this before in some of my previous videos as it relates to the James Bond movies. I always love the opening credits that they have, the graphics and the animation and everything. That always sets the tone for a really cool James Bond movie. For me, that's just me. That's what I love. And so with this movie, it's a little different because now you have someone that is supposed to be another 00, which is Lashana Lynch's character. I believe her character is Nomi, if I'm not mistaken. So she plays a 00 that's kind of working alongside James Bond during this movie. And there's some things that happen, you know, that are, Jeffrey Wright shows up as Felix. And it was a little disappointing. I was a little disappointed that, again, this is spoiler. So if you hadn't seen it, you've been warned already. But, I was disappointed that Felix died in the movie. I hate that they did that. I wish he could have survived. That was kind of a downer. It was also interesting just hearing his voice again after watching Marvel's What If, because he's the narrator of The Watcher, which is really cool. If you hadn't seen that show, you need to check it out. But anyway, back to No Time to Die. It was a little disappointing that they killed him off in that. It doesn't make the movie a bad movie. It was just more or less disappointing on a personal level because Jeffrey Wright is such a cool, actor, and in his portrayal of Felix, I thought was pretty good. The one critique, though, that I would have about this movie, I felt like, and as much as I have respect for Lashana Lynch, I just wonder, is it a situation where they shoehorn her into this role for this movie? Doesn't take away from the movie at all. Doesn't make it a bad movie. This is still a good movie. But, I just wonder, when I look at the movie and I think about the way the movie was going, I just don't see where her character really played a huge purpose in the movie. It's almost like you could have taken her out of this movie and it still would have been phenomenal. But they put her, it was almost like an unnecessary character in a movie to me. Now, I will say again, I love, representation in the movies, especially as it relates to women, especially relates to people of color. I'm all about that. My only thing is, I just feel like in this particular scenario, I feel like maybe, I don't know. I feel like they just pushed her in, not necessarily pushed her, but they created a role that was unnecessary. That's what I'm thinking. And if it would have made sense, I would have been like, okay, this is cool, this works. But I just wondered, was it really necessary for this particular movie? Now, do I think it took away from the shine of Daniel Craig and this is his swan song for, the James Bond movies? No, not really. I mean, they gave him a really nice ending. Spoiler alert, he does die at the end of the movie, which I was like, okay, so now we got Felix dying. Now we got James Bond dying. So it was kind of like, and tell you what, if any of you guys are James Bond fanatics or James Bond diehards, I got a question for you. Well, I tell you what, I'll save that at the end of the video, but stay tuned for my question because I will come back to it. So I thought the action in this movie was really, really good. Of course, as a James Bond movie, the action is always great. Definitely had some really good scenes from, I forgot the guy's name he was the villain from Spectre. I forgot his name. He also did Django Unchained. I think it's Christopher Waltz. I'm forgetting this guy's name. If you know his name, post his name down in the comments below. I thought he did a really good job, even though he had a minor cameo. The main villain in here is Sami, is it Malek? Rami Malek, that's his name. So he did a really good job as a villain in here. I thought he was really convincing in this role. So I thought he did a great job as well. I thought he held it down being a villain. He really did, look like a villain. He played the role of a villain, calculating, evil. Yeah, he played that villain role really well in this movie. And I guess, probably the only other thing that I could say about this movie is that the length of the movie, 2 hours and 39 minutes to me, or I think it was 2 hours and 43 minutes. It was actually really good. Really good length. I didn't really feel like there was a ton of slow moments. It was always great, of course, seeing Q and M, everybody, the cast of characters that James Bond is normally with. So as a James Bond movie, as a person who has not seen all of the other James Bond movies that are out there, solely on Daniel Craig, I would highly recommend seeing this movie. This is a great movie. I'm not crapping on it. I'm not trashing it. I am being critical, but I'm not going to say this is a bad movie. I love the movie. I will be adding it to my collection. I like question. I want to get back to this. Now, if you are a James Bond fanatic, or if you've watched the James Bond movies in the past, question for you. When it's the final movie of the actor who plays James Bond in those movies, let's just take Pierce Brosnan, or let's take Sean Connery, the last James Bond movie that they starred in, is it customary that they pass away in that final moment, or what happens? I know I probably should go back and watch it, but tell me what you think. Post your thoughts on that down in the comments below, because I want to know. Because I was really expecting him to just retire at the end of the movie. I was not expecting him to be killed off. But it made sense the way that they did it, so I don't have a problem with that. But I would give this movie 5 stars all the way. 5 stars, baby. Go see this movie. Anyway, those are my thoughts, and that is my review and reaction of James Bond, No Time to Die, that is finally in theaters after all this time. Let me know what you thought about it down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. On the way out, hit that like if you like this video, share this video, and today is Friday, which means it is the weekend. Enjoy this day, enjoy this beautiful day, stay safe. If you can see this video, you are truly blessed. And as always, what are you gonna do in your downtime? Peace! Subscribe!